What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. First of all, my heart goes out to the families of those that we lost in the plane crash in Nigeria last Thursday. They were on their way to bury the former governor of Ogun State, Governor Olusegun Agagu, whose corpse was also on the plane. May their souls rest in peace. But you know, my people, I keep wondering when we Nigerians will demand a change in our aviation industry. In a developed country, by now, someone would have been fired in the aviation industry. How many plane crashes are we waiting to happen before we will do something? How many people are we waiting to die before we would hold somebody accountable? Now, before we start to blame the witches and wizards, we all know that most of these plane crashes are happening as a result of carelessness in our aviation industry. We're using old planes dumped by developed countries, planes that they cannot use in other countries. They come and dump them in Nigeria and we welcome those planes. So many inspections are neglected, yet these airlines are getting away with all these things because they know that anything goes in Nigeria. I know that we manage cars, you know, the car will be dead, we'll keep pushing, but you don't manage aircraft. It's like gambling with your life. By the way, the only reason we get to know about this is because somebody important was involved. Yes, Agagu was involved. What if these people were nobody? Would we even know that this happened? And you know what pained me the most is the fact that many of those people were still alive after the crash. Okay, in fact, some of them made it to the hospital alive. But you guys know how well equipped many of our hospitals are. You see why I keep saying that we are killing ourselves by not building necessities. Now, whenever Nigerians want to travel, we have to pray and fast before we travel. Prayer is a good thing. You should always pray in any situation. But do you know that so many of these untimely deaths are not as a result of witches and wizards? I'm really hoping that the death of these people will not be in vain. Aviation minister, exactly what are you doing? But again, what do I know? I'm just keeping it real. So, happy Independence Day, my Nigerian people. Nigeria is 53. You see, that is where I'm wearing my little sexy dress, you know. I can't believe it's been 53 years already. It was just like yesterday, you know. We marched, we danced. My Igbo people really tried that day. Some of you are too young to remember. But do you guys know that we had fireworks that day? Yes, so black and white fireworks. It was so beautiful. Remember our Prime Minister at the time, Alhaji Tafawa Balewa.
And we are determined that the flame of freedom once alight shall not go out again in our continent.
I'm telling you, Nigeria started so well. People actually respected us. So, you know, it's been 53 years and I have so many things to be proud of as a Nigerian. First of all, give it up for the fact that we have produced the finest intellectuals. You get what I'm saying? Like Professor Wole Soyinka, the late Chinua Achebe, and Miss Chimamanda Adichie. Give it up for the sister. I really celebrate the fact that we have a reputation for getting all the degrees in the world. No, seriously, what is high school in Nigeria? You are expected to finish your degree and go for your second degree and your third degree. Not just that, if you go to a Nigerian party, you just know, as soon as you enter, you know that oh, I'm there. Nigerians get fashion, and our fashion is trending around the globe. Our women are well endowed, if you know what I mean, both front and back. And of course, our men, kudos to Nigerian men. They know how to take care of women. And Nigerian men are very hardworking, and I'm so proud of Nigerian musicians. They are well known all over the world. You know, even this boy, what's his name? Wiz, Pakurumo, Kojo Dada, Alimo, Whiskey, that one. Yes, everybody knows him. Oliver, thank you, Jare. Dibanji, yes. And these guys, Tupac, P-Square. Everywhere you go, Nneka, Tiwa Savage, and what's her name? Asa. Oh, Jumatimo. You know, she sounds just like me. That lady, she's very good. In fact, a Nigerian singer, the late Fela Anikula Kokuti, has his own Broadway show. Yes, doesn't that make you proud to be a Nigerian? Although I got emails from some of you telling me never ever to sing again. You know, I just shook my head. Can you imagine? I said, these people, they don't know talent. You don't know talent, and I pity you. And of course, I am so proud of how creative Nigerians can be. Remember the guy that made a car that can fly and float on water? Yes. One guy made a plane. Even though he's not educated, for real, we are very smart. And that is not to talk about all the natural resources that we have in Nigeria. It was reported last year that about 9,000 natural resources resources are still untapped in Nigeria. For real, I am so proud to be a Nigerian. So, yeah, having said all that, I think I should also talk about the fact that I think we are not progressing. We are pretending as if it's okay for a 53-year-old person to still be acting like a teenager. Have you guys forgotten that Singapore got their independence after we did, and they don't even have oil? Qatar, one of the richest countries right now where all Nigerians are trying to get a job. Do you know that Qatar got their independence in 1971? And as a matter of fact, Dubai, where every Nigerian star wants to go and celebrate their wedding, the whole United Arab Emirates got their independence in 1971, and already they've overtaken us. Why can't Nigeria be like Dubai? We have the manpower, we have the brain, we have the talent, we have the skills, and God knows we have the resources. What happened? It's sad that all we focus on now is the oil, and the money from that oil is only going to some people's pockets. If we can get it right at the age of 53, when are we going to get it right? Do you guys know that there's a whole generation of Nigerians right now who think that armed robbery and kidnapping have always been part of our lives in Nigeria? No, it wasn't like that. We don't used to build fences in those days in Nigeria. There was no need, and we used to travel at night to avoid traffic jam. Today, you don't want to travel at night because armed robbers may be on the road. And there was a time that there was nothing like strike or secret cults in Nigerian schools. In fact, we had a lot of international students at one time. Now, you can just pay somebody to write your exams for you, or you can just carry expo. What happened to us? And my people, do you know that there was a time that we would spend 1 naira, and we would collect change? Some young people of nowadays don't even know about 1 naira. It's so sad. As a matter of fact, Nigerian naira used to be more than American dollar. And there was a time, my people, that we did not have Boko Haram. What happened? We've become so complacent. We keep adjusting and adjusting instead of objecting. I'm not trying to paint Nigeria bad though. I'm trying to wake us up, because while we are sleeping, while we are adjusting, we keep losing lives, innocent lives, to road accidents. People with bright future die on our roads every day. Just remember the plane crash that I told you about. Our young people are now becoming internet scammers, and this is really affecting our image all over the world. Everywhere you go, people think that once you are a Nigerian, you are a scammer. So that's why I'm trying to wake us up, so we don't continue to go around the same circle every year. I'm talking about each one of us, individuals, doing our part in rebuilding Nigeria. But of course, you guys know that I don't know much. What do I know? I'm just keeping it real. So have you all been following what's going on in Sudan? Yes, so their president, Omar al-Bashir, has removed fuel subsidy. And the people of Sudan have been protesting since last week. They're demanding that Omar al-Bashir must step down by fire by force. The price of fuel doubled overnight in Sudan, just like it did in Nigeria. So the Sudanese government has been telling the world that 34 people have lost their lives in this violence. In fact, they are claiming that those people were not killed by security forces. They said that they were killed by rebels from Sudan's borderlands. However, Sudanese journalists and human rights activists, are saying that more than 200 people have been killed by government forces. In addition to that, that they've arrested more than 700 people. How ridiculous. It's like you are arresting a whole church. Not only are they killing their citizens, a number of newspapers have been confiscated, and they've shut down Al Arabiya station, the one in Khartoum, as well as Sky News Arabia. And the government is insisting that the journalists in Sudan are the ones that are manufacturing an Arab Spring in Sudan. The government claims that many of the pictures of demonstrations that we are seeing online, that they were all fabricated. The government is insisting that they are all taken from Egypt. I guess it's not enough that he's been in power for the past 20 years and he's committed so many atrocities, including genocide. Remember the genocide in Darfur? But my hope for Sudan comes from reminding myself that in the past, 2 military dictatorships in recent Sudanese history were brought down by protests. Yes, remember the one in 1964 as well as the one in 1985 in the same Sudan. So if it has happened before in Sudan twice, my belief is that it can happen again. So if you know anybody from Sudan, please ask about their family members that are still in Sudan, because stuffs are really happening right now in Sudan. And guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So I saw a video from South Africa that got me really upset. seriously, wait, that is just like GSS2, right? Can you believe whatever happened to respect? Kai. You see what I'm saying? They are saying that teachers should no longer discipline students, and now we are surprised that this is happening. This is where I trust Nigerians. Yes, so our teachers and our parents, they don't play. Even our Kwekwe seniors, Senior Thompson, you used to punish me every time on the assembly. I follow you. Look at me now, I'm somebody. Hey, what was I saying? Of course, I'm not saying that teachers should abuse students. Before you send me that email, I'm aware of the fact that some teachers have taken it to the extreme. You get what I'm saying? They're beating students mercilessly, and in fact, I've heard about students that passed away while being punished, and that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about light punishment, you know, that made us respect our teachers in those days and our parents. You know, I remember kneel down and raise your hands and close your eyes in front of the class. Kite, that embarrassment girl lesson was enough to make you not want to do anything bad again. You guys remember Yoruba teacher that used to twist our ears? That woman. I have taken some blalas in my life. Not a lot, because you know I'm a very good kid. I remember that if your parents hear that you got beaten outside or you got beaten at school because you misbehaved, they would whoop you round too when you get home for disgracing them. So personally, I think that moderate spanking is good, because you know it gives a child a sensation that he would never forget. Not this timeout with iPad. What is that? The truth is, things are never gonna improve as long as teachers are afraid of students, and that is becoming the norm. And most of these kids nowadays, they have no home training. No, for real. So the teacher is forced to deal with what the parents refused to deal with. I mean, I just saw a video of a little girl, very small girl in South Africa, who stole a cell phone with the consent of 2 adults. And now the story said that one of the adults is actually her mom. I'm not sure, but take a look at the video. You see what I'm talking about? How can a teacher handle that kind of girl when she gets to school? But you guys know I don't know much. I'm just keeping it real. Before I leave today, I like to read some of your emails, and the first one is from Arike Agbabiaka, and she says, "Hi Adeola, I live in London. The truth of the matter is, no one asks questions. Nigerians prefer to suffer in silence than to face anyone in government for fear that they may be killed." You're absolutely right. A lot of us are suffering in silence, and you know, we need a revolution like what's going on in Sudan right now. We have to stand up and let government officials know that we're tired of all these things. Our second email is from Abdullahi Ahmed, and he says, "Hi Adeola, I'm writing from Moscow. I wish Labaran Maku and Madam Ungozi are watching Sahara TV." Thank you, my brother. Thanks for watching all the way from Moscow. Honestly, I'm hoping that our government officials are also tuning in and paying attention to all these things that we discuss on this show. Thank you so much for watching. Our next email is from Peggy Smith, and this person says, "Hey Beach, you have no single respect for my country. Can you tell me how many days it took the US to kill Osama bin Laden? God punish all your generation. Just tell me where you stay in the US. Believe me, I will deal with your father. FU, FUSA, God bless my country, Nigeria." Wow. I don't even want to read the rest of it for you guys. Peggy Smith, thank you very much, first of all, for watching Keeping It Real. I am so glad that you tuned in. No matter your position about what I do, I'm just so glad that you tuned in. By the way, I also got your message on the Facebook fan page. Thank you everybody that clicked the like button on the Facebook fan page. I love you guys. This person is very upset that I interviewed Nigerian president, and you know, I don't owe you any explanation, but just so you know, all the other presidents, whenever they come to the UN, after they deliver their address, they will step out to speak speak with journalists from their countries. We've tried to get a formal interview and they said no. So the fact that I was able to get an interview with him, I was just doing my job. But you know, reading your email, I keep asking myself, if you are this passionate about your country, Nigeria, what are you doing to change things? Or are you not aware of the fact that billions of dollars are being embezzled in your country? So what happens after you deal with my father? How will that change your country? This anger that you are directing towards me, if only you can direct it towards the people that are stealing, people that are embezzling your money. If only you can direct this anger towards them, you would actually make a difference. Anyway, I'm just so glad that you're watching Keeping It Real, and please keep watching, keep writing, you know, we'll keep chatting. Well, that's all the time that I have for emails today. Please keep sending your emails to Adeola, that's keepingitreal@gmail.com. Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'ma see y'all later. Peace out.